Here we are. Last 3 days of a wild, wild regular season has been anything but predictable. Neither the Warriors nor the Cavs are the number one seeds in their respective conferences. Neither Utah nor Boston collapsed after losing Gordon Hayward, and neither the Wizards nor the Thunder lived up to their lofty preseason expectations. Even today, we remain rife with unpredictability as not a single playoff matchup has been determined. That's right, all 8 playoff series, unresolved. A huge annoyance to rights holders like us here at ESPN and Turner. We're trying to figure out broadcast schedules. A magnificent inconvenience for fans who want to know when their favorite teams or favorite players are engaged in a playoff battle. A tremendous nuisance to players itching to know who their opponents will be, and for half of them, knowing which city we're going to be traveling to this weekend. A real headache for coaches eager to dig into devising deep dive scouting reports on their prospective chess foes. But no one is in more of a bind, more of an existential dilemma than the video coordinators of the 17 current NBA playoff hopefuls. A crisis that few of the aforementioned stakeholders can truly appreciate unless their names are Alvin Gentry, Joe Prunty, or Eric Spoelstra, former video coordinators in their own right. But you're in luck, NBA superfan, because I happen to be a former video coordinator, and I will walk you through the personal hell that is playoff prep without knowing your opponent until the last game of the last night of the season. See, it starts with an assistant coach. Every team divvies up the 29 opposing teams in the regular season among its assistants, with each coach focused on about 4 to 6 teams. These are the coaches who lead the prep for the regular season matchups with those opponents, as well as the autopsy after the game, delineating what worked and what didn't. As we approach the playoffs, the coaches responsible for those teams will watch for new tendencies, new after timeout plays, new players who are contributing. And they give all of this to the video coordinators who are tasked with compiling these play diagrams, personnel scouting reports, analytics digests, and of course, the extensive video playlist that will eventually find its way to a coach's meeting, where it will be whittled down to a more manageable length that will be shown to the players, then whittled down some more for what will ultimately be shown right before the team takes the floor for game 1. By the way, shout out to everyone who took the time to create a heavily detailed code input window on Sports Code at the beginning of October. And if you did, it saved you a lot of time in April. Of course, there's more. You got additional individual player video edits you have to make specific to matchups. Bigs get a big tape. Littles get a little tape. Those versatile jerks, they get a hybrid tape. Want to know stress? Try making a Tim Duncan edit for Shaq when you know he's been playing Timmy since before you started shaving. What am I supposed to say to him that he doesn't already know? Let's not forget all those personnel reports and play diagrams and analytics digests I brought up earlier. Those don't just get printed out haphazardly and stapled. Here you go. No. You got to go down to a Kinko's. Do those still exist? Get them printed, professionally bound, individualized, so you know every player and every coach got his personal copy, and this also helps in tracking down who lost their playbook. Sounds like a lot of work, right? Now take into account your John Goodwill or DJ Baker or John Corbaccio, the video coordinators of the Raptors. They don't know if they're playing the Bucks or the Wizards or the Heat, so they have to put together extensive reports for 3 teams. But don't feel too sorry for them. You know why? Because James Laughlin and Khalid Robinson, the Warriors, they don't know if they're playing the Nuggets or the Wolves or the Spurs or the Thunder or the Pelicans or the Jazz. And before your heart breaks for them, consider the plight of Travis Armenta and Andrew Munson of the Nuggets, who literally have to have reports ready for 8 billion NBA teams, as well as a couple of teams with the NFL, NHL, MLB, whatever the hell the lacrosse league is called. And they don't even know they're going to make the playoffs. You do all that work for nothing? Come on. But before you shed tears for any of those poor souls, consider they have the benefit of digital video downloads, instant transfers of hard drives, massive servers, which is way more than I had. I had to record every game manually on DVD, then ingest it back to my MacBook before cutting the video, which eventually would have to be exported back to DVD and then duplicated, often with malfunctions that would require me to start the process all over again. I wish I had the benefit of current technology back then when I had to go through multiple playoff scenarios. I'm Greg Cody, and that's how it was back in my day. Seriously. Biz, back me up here. You're a video coordinator for Pat Riley. I can't even imagine what that was like.
I don't even want to hear your sob stories right now. I had Pat as a head coach. I had Stan as the top assistant, and Spo was the video coordinator, and I was the minion.
Lord.
And we did it deck to deck.
Oh,
VHS.
VHS, baby.
So I don't want to hear about your DVDs, and I don't want to hear about all your digital stuff. We were doing deck to deck all night long, and with the same issues. You don't know who the heck you're going to play, but you got to get ready for it. It was a time, I think Spo and I might have stayed up, I want to say 48 straight hours.
Wow.
Seriously, and I'm not lying about that. That was like 12 Diet Cokes, a bunch of coffee, A few times we passed out for a quick second and woke up in a panic, and the game had went along, and we had to back it up and redo the deck to deck. But there's some old video coordinators out there that empathize with what I'm saying.
Well,
man.
the funny thing is, Spo actually said today, he was quoted when talking about the plight of the video coordinators. He's like, I don't feel bad for them, man. And you know what? You know what I feel good about? Walking in there and telling them, you know what? 75% of what you guys created
trash.
is going in the trash.
That's the heartbreaking part. When you went and you spent, shout out to my guy Noah Gillespie.
But he has no empathy as a guy who did it.
Of course,
Eric Spoelstra.
that's the law.
Yeah.
You have to be the biggest jerk to the video coordinators that come after you. You don't feel sorry for them because you got to say, back in my day.
My man 10-Day Dan out in Miami can handle it. He comes from a long lineage of tough video coordinators that's had to put together a whole lot of film.
I want to give a shout out to my guy Noah Gillespie. He's the head coach of the Greensboro Swarm. He was the head video coordinator when I was assistant video coordinator. He was the guy. I don't think we did 48 hours, but I think we did a solid 30 some odd hours.
Did you hear the two people I told you that we worked for, though?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. You talking
Nobody
about,
more detailed than those dudes.
Man, are you kidding me, man? There was stuff. And then it was just like, once the series got going, the sleepless
the
nights
adjustments
of
started.
just, oh,
Something
man.
completely different.